This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 7th day of June in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Local police have arrested a Guyanese man who they are convinced is the leader of the high seas pirate gang that carried out that deadly attack on Guyanese fishermen in neighboring Suriname. The man has been identified as Primnot Persad, also known as Sinbad. Police sources say his name has been repeatedly mentioned in Guyana and Suriname whenever there were pirate attacks, but it is only now that he has been arrested to face possible charges. Investigators in Guyana have since informed their Surinamese counterparts of the arrest. The arrest came 6 weeks after the deadly attack in Suriname, which left 15 Guyanese fishermen dead. A number of the bodies are still to be recovered. Police sources say Sinbad is considered the head of the gang that carried out the attacks. He reportedly came back to Guyana just after the attacks and remained under the radar until Tuesday when he was arrested. Charges are to be filed shortly. Just yesterday, a 19-year-old man was charged and remanded to jail for the murder of a fisherman that was a victim of the same pirate attack in Suriname. In the world of politics, the opposition People's Progressive Party has revealed that it intends to step up its scrutiny of the APNU-AFC government at the parliamentary level. Opposition leader Jagdeo at his press conference today admitted to reporters that many of his own members of parliament have been dropping the ball when it comes to holding the government accountable in all of the standing committees at parliament.
There will be a preparation before, that they have to caucus before, that they will seek guidance from the other MPs because we work as a collective, that some of them may not be specialists in the areas that they are going to be discussed, but we can have specialist assessments that will guide them.
Jagdeo said he met earlier this week with members of the Natural Resources Committee, which includes Odinga Lumumba, Pauline Sukai, Neil Kumar and Yvonne Pearson, and registered his dissatisfaction with their questioning of ministers and other government officials who appear before that very important committee. He said there is definitely a need for committee members to do more preparation before appearing at the meetings so that they could hold the government accountable.
With good preparation, our members can do this. They're clever people. They're just not specialists in the areas, and that's why preparation, getting briefs, etc. before they go to meetings would help a lot.
Over the next month, Public Infrastructure Minister David Patterson and officials of the ExxonMobil company are expected to appear before the Natural Resources Committee. The opposition leader said he expects his members to be fully prepared and aware of the issues so that the right questions can be put forward and hopefully expose any shortcomings. Well, a new report on discrimination against members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community in Guyana has found that members of that community are trapped in a life cycle of violence and discrimination. The report, which is titled Trapped, has found that there continues to be persistent complaints of members of the LGBT community experiencing violence and discrimination throughout their lives. The 90-page report was drafted by members of the Georgetown Law Human Rights Institute's fact-finding project and was launched by the Society Against Sexual Orientation Discrimination today.
We meet privately with stakeholders, and we engage them around a lot of these reports. So we will be going to meet with all the key stakeholders, the key ministers, and you will see press releases, hopefully, which you will cover about that, where we'll be sharing specifically, look, this is the part of the report on social protection issues, discrimination in the workplace, and these are the recommendations for your ministry. And we'll be doing that with all the stakeholders. So
some 68 persons were interviewed from within the government, civil society, the police force, human rights defenders and activists, along with persons from the LGBT community. Investigators also analyzed the trends and state of Guyanese law and policy affecting members of the community. The report said rife discrimination against LGBT persons is directly impacting access to education, healthcare and jobs, along with protection from the security forces. And finally this evening, with the price for fuel continuing to rise at the pump, the Guyana Rice Producers Association is concerned about the financial hardship that rising prices could add to the agriculture sector. The association wants the government to immediately lower the taxes on fuel to ease the burden on the productive sector. According to the association, farmers who are currently harvesting have been experiencing increase in transportation costs from an average of $200 to $800 per bag because of the poor condition of access. Contacted today about the concerns being raised about the rising price for fuel, Minister of State Joe Harmon said the government will address the issue soon. The finance minister is expected to offer advice to the cabinet on the matter next Tuesday. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.